Hey there, today we're gonna take a look at the for and while loops in Python. The for and while loop are a key component of any programming language and you will use them all the time. In this video I will explain each type of loop and what it can be used for. Then I will show you an example for each use case so you can see it in practice. Alright, let's start with the for loop. The for loop can be used when going through lists, reading letters in words, doing something a set number of times, or reading lines from a file one by one. So as you can see, it's often used when there is a set number of times you want the loop to run. Let's see the first use case in practice. Alright, let's do some code. I'm gonna show you how to loop through an array with numbers and print each element from the array in sequence. So let's start by making an array called numbers. And let's put 5 numbers in it. And then let's do for number in numbers print number. And I'm gonna explain this in a bit. If we run it, you can see it prints out the number one by one. So why did I choose number here? Well, this is just the name for the variable that will represent each element in the array that you're looping through. And of course I'm printing each of them. So you can choose I. If you want, you can choose anything here. For example, if I do I and run, it will still print out the array because you named this variable, whatever you want. Right, so this is how to loop through an array and print each element in it out sequentially. And I'm just gonna show you that it also works for strings 1wx, and it prints out the strings one after another. Right, so let's go to the next example. Alright, so let's do a while loop, and I'll show you a really great example of how to use the while loop. This is very useful when making programs which are text-based, with which you interact in the terminal. So let's do a simple program which creates a command, input command. So this will be our command to use and interact with the program. So then we start a while loop. While command is not equal to exit, let's say that's the command to exit the program, we will do if command equals 1, we can print hello. And if command equals 2, we can print by, well, I should really do these to make these strings. And if, let's do a third one, if command equals 3, not E3, print, let's say, see you again. And then in order to be able to handle invalid commands, we have to change these to elif, which just means else if. So it will check this, if this is true, then if this is true, then if this is true, and then lastly, if none of them are true, else print invalid command type 1, 2, 3. I don't know, you can choose whatever you want. This is just whatever will be shown to the user. So this while loop will run until I type in exit. So I actually forgot, you have to ask the user for input after every print statement, otherwise the command will never change and it will just keep running the loop. So if this wasn't asked after every print statement, the command could never change. And now if you, let's say you type in 1, it prints hello, and then it asks you for another command. Otherwise, the command would stay 1 and the loop would never exit. Right, so input command 1 prints hello, 2, bye, 3, see you again. And if I do S, invalid command type 1, 2, 3, right? And then if I type in exit, the program exits. So this is a great use for a while loop.